Still now we are discussing many things regarding of the pointers. In my last classes I explained about pointers, types of pointers, definition of pointer, address, and how the pointer stores the address of the another variable. And I also explained pointers call by value, call by reference. I also explained pointers functions and all these things. And some topics are that we have to explain. And now I'm going to explain about arrays and pointers. Arrays and pointers. So in C language, you already come to know about array. Array is nothing but a similar data type. It is a user-defined data type. It is a user-defined data type, array, and it is a homogeneous data type. Array is a homogeneous data type. All the elements that belongs to same category, similar type. And I will explain about arrays as well as the pointers. I already told about pointers, and already you know about the arrays in your first semester. Again, we will discuss regarding of arrays and pointers and their functions in C++. First of all, understand the arrays. What is the array? Then we will discuss about arrays and pointers. A list of individual items that all have the same type is called array. I already told homogeneous data type or similar, same category. List of individual items that all have the same type is called an array. An array holds two or more variables with the same name and type in adjacent memory positions. Adjacent memory positions. It's like a one linear structure. One linear structure, it has the two or more positions or adjacent positions beside of one element and one other element. Locations are adjacent, not far away, not too much gap, side by side, adjacent side. Name is the same. The variables with the same name are distinguished from one another by their subscripts. The subscript is a number that indicates the position of the particular array element being used. Array name is the same. For example, array A size 10. I will tell you. Look at here. A is the name of the array and size of the array is 10. Okay. Now, how this structure form in the memory? It's a linear structure like this. Okay. Linear structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0th position, 1st position, 2 position, 3 position, like this one, and -1 position. Now here, what is the name of this array? A is the name of the array. This is called subscript. This will represent as a 0, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The element position 0, 1, 2, 3. There's a position. What is the name? A. The name of the array A location, the position of the element is called subscript. I think it's clear too. Again, I want to read out for you. The variable with the same name are distinguished from one another by their subscript. The script is a number that indicates the position of the particular array element being used. Anytime you need many related variables, consider using an array. In C++, you declare any array by using the from type array name size. So what is the syntax for array? Simple. First one is the type array name. Array name. What is array name? A. Then size 10. This is the declaration of the array. Simple. The type is then a simple type. Square bracket represents the number of elements the array contains. Square bracket represents number of elements in the square bracket. An element is a single object in an array. One element is one single object in an array. And an array name actually represents as a memory address. Here array name actually represents as a memory address. An array name actually represents as a memory address. When you declare an array, you tell the compiler to use the array name to indicate the beginning address of series of elements. A array name actually represents as a memory address. Memory address. Already know about the memory address, no? Already discussed in the pointers. Now look at here. You can understand easily about array. The subscript used acts as an element of an array, indicates how much to add the starting address to locate a value. These are the all elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The size of the array is 7. Address 3000, 3002, 3004, 3006, 3008, 3010, 3012. Sum number is 7. Array size is 7. Sum number 0, sum number 1, sum number 2, sum number 3, sum number 4, sum number 5, sum number 6. Okay. Address of the sum number 0, 3000. Address of the sum number 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. How the sum number array looks in a memory. This is the how array looks in a memory. This is the how array looks in a memory. This is the structure of the array in a memory. These are the positions of the elements. Now here, if you want to store the element here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so like that. So in 0th position, 0 element. 1th position, 1th. 2nd position, 2nd element. 4th member, 7th, like that. What is the address of 2008? So this is the structure of the array in memory. Structure of the array in a memory. Storing values in an array. Storing values in an array. How this values are stored in a memory array? How these values are stored in a array? Now listen. You must often create an array when you want to store a number of related variable elements. When you declare an array like int array size 4, you will set aside enough memory to hold 4 integers, but you say nothing about the value stored in this 4 memory location. It's telling here, when you declare the array, for example, int b is 5, this is the array size, just match. B is the name of the array, this is the return type, and this is the size of the array. And you want to store the 5 elements, this declaration is sufficient memory allocation is allotted. But as the process, we have to locate the elements, these 5 positions. Okay, memory creation is over, arranging the location is over, creating the array is over. Now what is the spending to send the elements regarding to the respective places. Now the values are unknown. They are whatever was stored in those memory locations before the computer reserved the locations for use by your program. Programs often say that these memory locations are filled with the garbage or useless values. When the memory location, what is the garbage value? Simple thing. When the memory is created, immediately garbage value will store into their locations. When you sending the memory in particular location subscript, then that value will override by the number. Okay. So defaultly memory occupied with the garbage value. Okay. Storing values in a memory. Now look at here how is storing the values in a memory. Just you as and initialize a single variable when you declare it. You can provide values for an array when you declare it. So simple thing, if you declare the variable a equal to 10, so you are arranging the 10, assign the value 10 to the variable. The same manner, now you are declaring array. What is the array? So int r size is 4. When you are declaring array, you have to allocate the elements like that. Here 250, 375, 460, something. These are the elements of the array. You are assign the values particular array. If you declare an array without size but provide initialization of values, C++ creates an array with the exact size you need. If you do not provide enough values to fill an array, C++ fills any using arrays elements with the zeros. Simple, I explained that. If that memory not located with the any value, garbage value going to store. Look at the program here. Hash include iostream.h, hash include canu.h, void main. Now int is single int equal 52. Int single int equal 52. Okay. Int array size 5. Values are 12, 36. Cout single element end line. Cout array int 0. Okay. Plus single int plus array int 0. Count. Sorry. Cout single int. Cout array int 1. Single int equal to single int star 2. Then array int 0 equal to array int star 2. Cout single and cout array. Thus they want to print the values. We put the conditions here, and based on conditions they want to fill that places with the values. What is the value here? Look at here. 52, 12, 53, 13, 06, 26. Accessing and using array values based on the conditions, based on the coding that are. These are the how elements are stored in a sequence order. So here one loop is given. Int array 5, 34, 56, 12, 3, 99. Int x for x equal to 0, x less than 5, x plus plus. Count less than array int of x less than sorry. Cout array int of x. You want to print the value of x. Now print the 5 arrays values. Printing the 5 arrays values because based on the condition. So for sub equal 0, sub less than 10, sub plus plus. Cout enter a price. This also to print the 10 price values. Now this is how we'll store the and use the functions and values and structure and explanation of the arrays. Now I am talking about the arrays and pointers. Look at here. Now till now we discussed regarding of the arrays. Now I am going to explain about the pointers, pointer variables, arrays and pointers and arrays. Pointers are the variables that host the address. Already we know that, I explained. Not only can pointers store the address of the single variable, not only can pointers store address of the single variable, but it can also store the address of a cell of array. What is telling? I will tell you, explain. It's not only holding a single variable address, it also holds the address of a cell of the array. Look at here. Int star ptr, it is a pointer variable. Int a5, it is the size of the array. Now ptr equal to ampersand a2, that is meaning of the address of the second location of the array stored into the ptr. It is the address of the third element of. Because why third element? Because 0, array start with the 0, if you start with the 0 location, 0 is the first position, 1 is the second position, 2 is the third position. That address of the third position will store into the ptr. So totally what is size of the array? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so array as a pointer. Now look in here. Now what is telling here? The pointer needs to point to the fourth element of an array, that is whole address of the fourth array element in above case. Since ptr points to the third element in the above, example ptr plus 1 will point to the fourth element. Simple. Ptr holding the address of the third position. Okay, that we have seen in the above. What it mentioned? Ptr equal to ampersand a2. Ptr equal to ampersand a2, where I am explaining, here I am explaining. Okay, Ptr equal to ampersand 2, then what is the, and pointer storing the address of the array second position, third position. Here what is that? This one. Okay, 2. 2 is not given here, 2 is pointed to the pointer. Now what is telling, now it won't find out the fourth position. What is the fourth position? Array of 3. Now how it will go? Simple, ptr plus 1. Ptr plus 1, what is the ptr address? Ptr address is the array second, third element. Or fourth element you want to see, simple ptr plus 1, it will go to the fourth position. That is the thing it explained here. Ptr plus 1 will point to the fourth element. You may think ptr plus 1 gives you the address of the next byte to the ptr, but it's not correct. It's not correct. It's not giving the address. Just it will taking the next integer. This is because of pointer. Ptr is a pointer to an int and the size of 64-bit operating system. Hence the address of between the ptr and ptr plus different 4 bytes. Address of the ptr and ptr plus difference is 4 bytes. Why? Because it is a integer. If it is a character, the difference may be 1 byte. If it is a integer, the difference may be 4 bytes. So like that we will access. We will see some program here. What is this program? This program, C++ pointers and arrays. Pointers and arrays. Look at float array 5. Okay, array size is 5. Float star ptr, a float pointer variable. Then cout display the address using address. And for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, using the for loop here. Ampersand of array I, ampersand of array I, ptr equal to array. Ptr equal to array means what is that? Simple, address of the 0th element. Ptr equal to address of array is equal to address of the 0th element. The base address will store into the ptr. Base address will going to store here. Base address going to store here. Now for int I equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, ptr plus. Okay, now what will happen? Return 0. What is the answer? We are what is telling? Print the address until 5 elements address until it reaches the. So what is actually expressing here? This is the array size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until once it print the address, then increment. For taking up the help of the for loop, then increment will go to the third position, increment, go to the fourth position, increment, go to the fifth position, increment. And now sixth position for loop is failed, then it will stop. So until the loop fails, Until the for loop fails, it will print the all addresses of the element locations. So totally how many addresses are there? 5 elements are there. 5 addresses are there. Now what is the output? Now look at here, 0, 800, 804, 808, 80C, 809. This is not the integer difference. Sorry, this is the all addresses printed here. All addresses printed here. Again displaying address using pointers. Pointer plus 0, pointer plus 1, pointer plus 2, pointer plus 3, pointer plus 4. What will happen here? Simple. So what is the pointer address? This is the position. 0th is the pointer address. Now jointer plus 0, okay, and pointer plus 1, next one, pointer plus 2, again 4 positions, pointer plus 3, again 4 positions, pointer plus 4, again 4. Like this, it will print the address of the locations of the elements. I hope that this concept is clear. What is telling here? You want to see one more example? Wait, I will explain one more example to you. We will see. Here we will see the one more example, pointers and arrays. So int main is the main program, an array with the 5 elements. Double, data type is double type, balance 5. We are seeing the 5 elements here, 1000, 2, 3.4, 7.0, 55 elements are allotted. Then as what is that? Pointer variable, double star p, pointer variable, p equal to balance. What is the meaning of p equal to balance then? Yes, the address of the p assigned to the pointer. The address of the balance assigned to the pointer. Output each array element's value. See out, okay, printing of the values. Now we are taking the loop before. Now look at here, that is the for loop we are taking. For I equal 0, I less than 5, I plus plus, because what is the condition? Initial value is 1 and condition is the 5, less than 5 should be there. Okay, initial value take the 0, less than 5, initial take the 1, less than 6. Simple. If you take the I value equal to 0, then I less than or equal to 5. If you take the I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 6. Simple. Now we are taking I value 0, initial value, so I less than 5. Okay, print the p, because p stores the address of the balance. Now for I equal 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. So again, what we want to print? Again you want to print the pointer address, and again you want to print the address of the balance. Address of the balance. Now see, you will see here. So array values using pointer, array values using as a address, array values using as a pointer, array values using as a address. So here, sorry to say that if you want to print the address, last example we have seen printing of the address of the pointers, addresses. So using the operator ampersand array. Yes or no? Yes. P equal to ampersand of, sorry, if you want to print the address of the allocations, P equal ampersand of, what is the value? I. What is the array? Balance. Then what will happen? The address of this one will store into the pointer. Okay? Now listen. That we have seen in the last position. Last program, what you observed in the output, all first, second, third, fourth, fifth positions are printed the address only. Why? We have mentioned clearly ampersand operator. But here we want to print the elements, a location of the elements. So here what the location of the elements are stored. This is the array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 location, first location, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5 elements are. In first location, what is the value? First location value. So here clearly mentioned 1000, okay, and 2 and 7.3 something. Now what do you want? We can print the address. If you use the ampersand operator, you can print the address. If you use the star operator, you can print the element of the position. Now here, what is doing? Print the element of the position using a star P plus I. So P of star print the location element. Ampersand P print the address of the location. Now star P it print the element of the location. Element, what are the elements? Here are the elements. 1000, 2.0, 3.4, 7, 50, these are the elements. So if you mention the star here, star, it will print only elements only. It will print elements only. It will print the only elements. If you mention the ampersand, it will print the address one. Now in this last program we printed addresses. In this program we print the elements. How many elements are there? 5 elements. What are the elements? 1000, 2, 3.4, 17, 50. These are the elements. And we are printing two. One is pointer and second one is balance. We use the two for loops, one for P, second for the balance. And what are the elements? First we are printing what are the elements are there in balance, those elements are available in the pointer. That we have seen now. What is the meaning of star P? The meaning of star P here, all of you know about that. Again I want to explain. Star P equal to V. For example, V holding 10, then star P explain this plane, accessing of this plane. Okay, any manipulation it can do because it directly access the value. I had to access the address of that location value. So that's why what is the value balance assigned to the pointer, the inside of the balance value also assigned to the pointer. Now pointer, if you want to print the using of star, that is the indirection operator or difference operator, if you want to use that operator, we can print the elements of the arrays. At the same time, ampersand operator, if you use that one, you can print the address of the elements. So here, that's the output. In the above example, P is a pointer to double, which means it can store the address of variable of double type. Once we have address in P, then star P will gives the value available at the address stored in P, as we have shown in the above example. P will store the address and star P will gives the element, address element. Okay, star will give the address element. What will give? It gives the address element. So in this pointers, especially in this lecture, I explained about the arrays and how arrays are declaring, the syntax of the array and the structure of the array in memory location, and pointers and arrays, how pointers are accessing the entire cell of the array, and how pointers form as a linear structure can access the each and every element that are existing in the array cell, and how using of the stop pointer we can print the address of array and elements of the array that we have seen in this video lecture. Thank you so much.